4th April 2022 Morning Murli Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, you are karma yogis. Practice having remembrance while walking and moving around. Constantly remember Divine Father and make effort to become Narayan from an ordinary human. Question: what are the main signs of the children whose intellects have faith? Answer: they have full love for the Father. They fully obey every one of the Father's orders. Their intellects do not wander outside. They stay awake at night and remember the Father. They prepare food in remembrance of Him. Song: you wasted the night in sleeping and the day in eating. Shanti. First of all, you have to have the faith that Baba is not a resident of this place. He comes here from the Supreme Abode and teaches us. What does He teach us? The highest on high Father is teaching us the highest on high study to change us from human beings into deities. This study is very well known. By studying this, devils change into deities and monkeys change into those who are worthy of sitting in a temple. Although the faces of human beings at this time are those of human beings, the vices they have are even greater than those of monkeys. Human beings have a lot of more power than monkeys. They learn many things and receive strength. Here, too, some learn many things from the Father and establish the kingdom of heaven. Others study science and destroy hell. Truly, the task of establishment and destruction are taking place at this time. Destruction is always of all things. All of them salute Ravan. It is only you children who salute Ram. You children know both Ram and Ravan. People say that Vyas related the Gita. They said that God speaks and this is true. But they have changed the name of God and made it false. Baba explains so much to you. People should understand just one thing in the exhibition, which is that the God of the Gita is incorporeal Shiv and not a human being, but human beings don't even understand this. This too, it's fixed in the drama. Only sannyasis don't consider themselves to be unhappy. In fact, they too are definitely unhappy. But they say that they are not unhappy, or they say that it is the body that is unhappy, that the soul doesn't become unhappy. They say that each soul is the supreme soul and ask how they could experience sorrow. That is wrong knowledge. It is now the land of falsehood. When Bharat was heaven, it was the land of truth. The Father explains, according to the drama, sorrow will continue to increase day by day, no matter how many sacrificial fires you have had, how many donations you have made, or how much charity you have performed. What has the result of that been? You only continue to come down. At this time, they have become 100% corrupt residents of hell. This is why the Father comes at such a time when everyone is unhappy and all the actors have come down here. Some are still continuing to come. The majority has come, but people will become even more unhappy and they will remember God. God Himself is teaching you. So you should study very well. The Father, Teacher, and Sadguru, all three are combined. Who else should you go to? The Father says, you may live at home with your family, but follow the directions of myself, the incorporeal Supreme Soul, and you can become elevated. Don't follow the directions of other gurus. You ask, what is your relationship with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? Since He is God, the Father, you should definitely receive the inheritance of the new world from the Father. It doesn't enter anyone's intellect that the Father means the Creator. He is the one who creates the creation of heaven. However, that one is incorporeal. People don't even know that souls are incorporeal. What is the form of a soul? What is the form of the Supreme Soul? Souls are imperishable, and the Supreme Soul is also imperishable. Each soul has an imperishable part recorded in him. When people hear these things, their intellect spins. Those who claim their inheritance in the previous cycle are the ones who understand everything number wise according to the efforts they make. The intellects of your children have firm faith, and you also have love for the Father. Shivbaba issues an order. Remember me while eating and drinking. By having remembrance, your sins will be absolved and you will claim a high status. Although you people are sitting here, the intellects of some of you are wandering outside, just as it happens on the path of devotion. This is the kingdom of Maya. When your intellect wanders outside, you are unable to imbibe knowledge. It is with great difficulty that some follow the Father's orders. The Father says, there is a great burden of sins on your heads, and this is why you should stay awake at night and remember me. You will then receive a lot of help. Practice remembering me while walking and moving around. To prepare food while staying in remembrance requires a lot of effort. You repeatedly forget Baba. Your children have to practice this very well. Out of 24 hours, you are free for 16 hours. Therefore, you definitely have to stay in remembrance for 8 hours. You are karma yogis. Baba says, while doing everything, continue to remember me. Make effort to become Narayan from an ordinary man, and you can earn a huge income while sitting at home. Important people will also come, but it will then be too late. Among you, there are also many who say, I will marry Lakshmi or Narayan, and then they repeatedly forget. There are many who say, my intellect doesn't accept that. Shivbaba comes and does one. There is some power, there is a pull. However, the children don't understand the Father because it doesn't say in the scriptures that the Father comes. The Gita is the highest scripture. They have inserted the name of a human being in it. How can the name of the one who is God, the highest on high, be in the scriptures of those who are lower down? The Father says, they have made such a mistake. I created the sacrificial fire of Rudra. Krishna is not called Sham Sundar. Radhe and Krishna became Lakshmi and Narayan. They are the ones who take the full 84 births. Even if you see 8.4 million birds, it's still Lakshmi and Narayan who go into heaven first. The father explains, you who belong to the Deity religion have taken 84 births. You were number one. Your kingdom is now being established. Lakshmi and Narayan were your mother and father. Now your kingdom is being established. You have not yet become complete, but you definitely will become so. This is why you have visions in the subtle region. You consider yourselves to be perfect angels. After becoming angels, they became Lakshmi and Narayan. You have visions of them too. The same applies to you. You are becoming that. Everything is explained to you so clearly. Nowadays, the Gita is also taught in schools, and so they became clever by studying it, and then they themselves teach others. So they became pandits. Many of those who listened to them became their followers. They speak very sweetly and they recite the verses very well. Though they don't receive anything, they have become Tamapradhan. Brahma alone comes and makes you Satapradhan, but you became that, number wise, according to the efforts you make. Not all souls can be powerful. Only the Father would be said to be the one with all powers. Lakshmi and Narayan wouldn't be called that. It is only now that you speak of the powers you are now claiming your kingdom. You are now receiving blessings. The Father says, may you be immortal. May you have a long life. Death won't come to you in the golden age. Even the word death doesn't exist there. There you won't say, so and so has died. You will say, I am shedding this old body and taking a new one. There is the Mahakal temple, means the great death. They have simply placed a Shivlingam in the temple too and put up many flags. There are many such stones that are inlaid with gold. They carve the stone and shape it. In Nepal, gold used to flow in the rivers with the sand. In the golden age, you receive a lot of gold. Now there is no gold. It has completely finished. All the mines have become empty. Golden palaces are built in heaven. We are once again establishing our heaven. Even though they have never seen Baba, many children write, Baba, I now belong to you. You are now listening to the story of immortality from shivbaba in order to become immortal. There is a victory through faith. You have to have firm faith. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, let your intellect have faith and full love for the Father. Follow the Father's directions and conquer Maya. Second point, while performing actions for the livelihood of your body, become karma yogis. Definitely create a chart of having 8 hours remembrance, blessing. May you be feeling proof and transform anything wasteful into something powerful by being a holy swan. Explanation. Throughout the whole day, there are wasteful thoughts, wasteful words, wasteful actions, and wasteful relationships and connections. Transform all of that waste and make it powerful. Do not take anything wasteful into your intellect. If you accept even one wasteful thing, that one wasteful thing will make you experience many wasteful things. This is referred to as coming into feelings. So, become a holy swan and transform anything wasteful into powerful, and you will become feeling proof. If someone insults you or gets angry with you, just give them some cool water of peace. This is the duty of a holy swan. Slogan. The way to reveal the seed of spiritual endeavor is to have an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Om Shanti. Invaluable elevated versions of Mateshwari. First, why is God called Trimurti? Why is God called Trimurti? What three forms has He created? Definitely, He has created the three forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. When He Himself comes, He definitely brings the three forms with Him. You cannot say that He has created the three forms separately. He has created all three at the same time, not earlier or later. So God says, "This is my creation because I am the master of the corporeal, the subtle, and the incorporeal worlds. I am not in a physical deity form of Lakshmi or Narayan. They are physical human beings with divine virtues. Neither am I in the subtle form of Brahma, Vishnu, or Shankar. Although those subtle deities do not take rebirth, I am not them either. All of this is my department. When I come, I bring all my departments with me. I come to carry out the establishment of the deity world, the destruction of the devilish world, and the sustenance of the new world through them. I come from up above directly as a pure soul. The human body that I come in is a tamaguni body too, the last one of many births. I enter that body and make him pure too. His future birth will be Sri Krishna, full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete, because God is the ocean of all virtues, the conqueror of sinful actions, and second to him is Sri Krishna. His final birth is in the body of Brahma. There are no pure souls like God. They have to be made pure, and this is why God is called the Supreme Soul. Second point, God is the one who reforms the fortune that is spoiled. All human beings know that only the one God reforms everyone's fortune. God is called the Master of Fortune. He comes and creates the fortune of us souls. God reforms the spoiled fortune and makes it new. When people see that it is in God's hands to create someone's fortune or to spoil someone's fortune, it is a complete mistake to say this. It is in God's hand to create fortune, but when people forget the one who creates fortune, their fortune is spoiled, which means it is in people's hands to spoil their fortune. When people forget themselves, when they forget their Father, they begin to reform wrong actions and so they cross out their fortune. So it is human beings who spoiled it and God who reforms it. And this is why God is called the bestower of happiness, not the bestower of sorrow. Look, when God Himself incarnates on this earth, He reforms the spoiled fortune of all human beings. That is, He grants everyone salvation, and this is why God is called the one who uplifts all human beings. God says, children, I come at the confluence age and create everyone's fortune. It isn't that the fortune of some is created and the fortune of others is not created. God creates the fortune of all because all human beings are connected with the whole world. This is why it is said to God, O Creator of fortune, come in front of us. This proves that God is the one who creates fortune. Acha. Om Shanti